Well, hey everybody, this is Jeff. You may know me as Jeff. You may know me as Penguin Speaks. You may know me as Penguin Harps. Hey, as long as you know me, that's what's important. Welcome to my little live broadcast here. I'm going to play some stuff. I'm going to talk about some things, and I may sing a little. Who knows? Something's not right though. Okay. The logo at the top was still when I interviewed Mr. Howe Weeks, and that's a residual from that. So I am changing it, and that's why we had to hold on. Um, I need to mute Facebook or YouTube. Um, what's going on here? If anybody's in the room, please say hello so I know that you're here and let me know how it's looking, how it's running. I hit pause instead of mute. There we go. All right. It's your basic 1564, I believe it is. See, 1564. All right, let's see here. Let's come up. Let's play a John Prine song. What do we want to play? Let's play we could try Donald and Lydia. That's a good starter song. At least I think it is. And I've got a a wife who knows when I'm doing something like recording or broadcasting live. She just senses it, and she um, anyway. Small town, bright lights, Saturday night, pinballs and pool flashing their light. Good change behind the counter in a penny arcade. The fat girl daughter of Virginia and Ray. Lydia hid, thoughts like a cat, behind her small eyes sunk deep in her back. She read romance magazines up in her room, felt just like Sunday on Saturday afternoon. Dreaming just comes natural, like the first breath from a baby, like sunshine and daisies, like the love hidden deep in your heart. So, hey, when you set something up and it just on its own decides to change. Bump is, shave is, Saturday night, warehouse of strangers with 50-watt lights, staring through the ceiling, just wanting to be so one of too many, a young PFC. Donald. There were spaces between Donald and whatever he said. Strangers had forced him to live in his head. Give visions of details, romantic dreams, midnight in the stillness of the barracks latrine. A dream comes natural, like the first breath from a baby, like sunshine, sweet days, like the love hidden deep in your heart. Hot love, cold love, no love at all. Portrait of guilt hung on the wall. Nothing is wrong and nothing is right. Donald and Lydia made love that night. Made love in the mountains, they made love in the streams, made love in the valleys, made love in their dreams. But when they were finished, there was nothing to say. Mostly they made love from 10 miles away. But dreaming comes natural, like the first breath from a baby, like sunshine, feeding daisies, like the love hidden deep in your heart. All right, that's a good warm-up song. Wish I could get some people in here so we could see how this is going. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? About to have a company here from my kitty cat. It's Milo. He likes sitting in here with me when I'm playing. If you look on my page through my videos, you'll see I did a recent video with Hal Weeks, and it went really well. We talked for about an hour or so, and Hal had a lot to say. His from how he got starting with the auto harp to where he is today. It's been a long haul for him. I mean, it was really interesting, and I was honored to sit down and talk to him about some things. Hopefully, the audio is coming through okay. We will see. Oh, there he goes. One of my problems, and that's why I'm doing this to try to help overcome it, is I had a stroke a few years back, a pretty bad stroke. And the auto harp is actually helping with my dexterity in my hand. I'm able to play a little bit better than I did around Thanksgiving. Will be a year that I started playing, and I'm doing a lot better, being able to stretch my hand and get the dexterity. Maybe someday I'll be able to kind of melody pick because quick changing between the chords is just an impossibility for me right now. I am working with my doctor. I'm getting Botox injections into my arm, my hand to help loosen the spasticity of it. In other words, to make it more flexible. And our goal is that one day I'll be able to use my hand like a normal person. While I welcome that outcome, um, I'm not sold on the idea that that'll happen because if it does, then why doesn't everybody do this? I mean, I know it's an insurance thing because Botox is expensive, but I mean, that should be part of rehab, I would think. If they can get people back to being able to use their hand. I mean, I can move it enough to play some songs, but there's a lot of stuff I can't do real fast. And I wish I could because I would. So, let's see here. What shall we play next? Okay, let's see. What else do we want to talk about even then? I mean, we could do both, right? Now, as I'm playing, I may stop a song. If I make a mistake, instead of playing through it, I may stop and just play parts and go to another song. Who knows? This is all just kind of chilling out, sitting back, relaxing. I'm not going to take a request because most people request something I don't know, if that makes sense. All right, let's see here. One summer's evening, train bound from nowhere, met up with a gambler, both too tired to sleep. So he took a turn staring the window at the darkness, and poured him over tokens. He began to speak. Said, son, I've made my life reading people's faces, knowing what the cause are by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can tell you're out of aces for a taste of the whiskey. Give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette, asked me for a light. And the night grew deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. So if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to hold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. You're sitting at the table, every time enough for counting. The dealing's done. Every gambler knows secret to survival, knowing what to throw, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner, and every hand's a loser, and the best that we can hope for is dying in our sleep. You got to, well, you get the gist of it. Um, What's sad is I actually had a good voice at one time. I used to be able to sing. I'm working with a vocal coach, and she's kind of helping me get a voice back. After the stroke, I had an intensive speech therapy to learn how to talk again, basically. And that was I mean, at first I didn't think much about it, but then it was kind of scary because I realized that I couldn't speak the way that I used to be able to, and that was kind of tough for me. You know, I mean, it's really hard to explain unless you've been in the position or in the situation of what it feels like to not have something that you had. And I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so bright. And I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight. With a millions, I'm hitting A minor to the C. With a million stars all around. And I got a peaceful, easy feeling. And I know you won't let me down. 'Cause sorry, I just saw Doc Howard. Jeff, I've heard you a few times. Well, hey, Doc. Glad you could join us. Is everything sounding okay? I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down. 'Cause I'm already standing on the ground. But what I like playing a lot of is good. Thanks, Doc. What I like playing is I'm an '80s guy, from '80s heavy metal to '80s rock. That's when I grew up. I was born in '69. Yeah, I lived through the '70s, but I was just a kid. I think I was probably 10 years old before I realized there was something other than country music because that's what my parents listened to all the time. And I think, let's see, the first the first album I bought for me is actually a cassette tape was REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. I just thought that was the bee's knees back then because I mean they're a good band. Heard it from a friend who heard it. That's wrong. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around. So you got a boyfriend. You're out late every weekend. Talking about you always bringing me down. I know the neighborhood. But it's cheaper when the story is good. And the tales go telling on down the line. So you got a boyfriend. You're out late every weekend. Talking about you always bringing me down. I know the neighborhood. Talks cheaper when the story is good. And the tales worth telling. I should have been to a chorus here. Look back here. Interesting. Take it on the run, baby. It's the way you want it, baby. But I don't want to be around. I can't get those fast chord changes. Stupid hand. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. That's all we can hope for, I think. But what I was getting at is I like playing stuff that I played guitar for over 35 years prior to my stroke. And that's really why I picked up the auto harp because I was unable to express myself from a music standpoint. and the auto harp has helped me to be able to do that. It's helped me be able to write again. It's helped me just to be able to play and get through emotions. Um, Next month will be a year that I lost my mom, and I still have pent up feelings about that. I've been writing them down, and I got to go back and actually try to make a song out of it because there's just I'd have a thought and I'd write it down. I'd have a thought and I'd write it down. I got to actually put them together and see what happens. But I played guitar in bands. I played in bars, solo. I've done it all, and I'm learning how to play things that I played back then in the '90s when I was playing in the club scene. Sitting here drinking, and that's my favorite song. Wish that I hearing someone with the phone, wondering if she'll ever come home. I've had no sleep, sad songs, I'm stoned. I love the fading memory as I chase another. Eyes are getting heavy, head spinning around, still wondering if she'll ever come home. I've had no sleep, sad songs, I'm stoned. Well, to be honest, Doc, once I am able to get my coordination back as far as being able to play an instrument and sing, that's been a problem. I'm getting better at it, and I'm working with a vocal coach on it because singing comes from one part of your brain and playing an instrument comes from the other part of your brain or a different part of the brain. And sometimes they just don't like to talk or communicate with each other. And you have to relearn it. So I'm relearning how to play and sing together, and that's why I miss chords or I miss words. Um, One of the things I've done is I've made flashcards uh, for songs that I know the words to, and it just has the chords up there because I think if you focus on one of the two while you're learning, you either focus on the lyrics or focus on the chords. So you only have to look at something to play one of the two. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but I don't have to think about singing it because I know the words. So I just look for the chord changes, and I just have like verse, these are the chords, chorus, these are the chords, and it really helps me. But to answer your question, I would love to get back playing. I don't think I'll ever be able to play guitar like I did. I might be able to strum a few chords, but I don't think I'll be able to play to the extent that I played before. But I love performing. I would love to get back up in front of people and start playing. Maybe this is going to be my, the venue with an auto harp. I did, and it didn't work for me because just the way that some of the time, I mean, how do I say this? If the chords are too close together, I have a tough time. I have to go with the natural spread that my hand is and play it that way. When I originally got this was originally set up in the Brian Bowers arrangement when I got it, and I've had to change several things because, for example, the key of E. This is my E. This is my A where my thumb is, and this is my B7 up here. So you see how my hand is stretched a little bit. Well, I don't know if you can see there or not. Let me see what you can see. Hang on a second here. So this is A, this is E, and this is a B7. So it's kind of I'm right here with these two, and my thumb is hitting the A. And the way that the Bowers setup was just a little bit too close. And the same thing for, I like the key of F. Here's F and B flat, and those are almost too close together for me. But when you play songs, the 1, 5, 6, 4, like and there's a ton of stuff written in those chords, but like playing in B flat, it's set up just perfect for me. So I kind of had to arrange it just for me. I mean, I hope that makes sense. Um, and Joanne Smith helped me a little bit. She sent me a schedule that she thought would work for me, and this is a variation of what she sent, because I have some chords that are kind of obscure. Like I have both a D suspended second and a D suspended fourth. So I can play like. She really is. I did a lesson with her. It's been actually several months ago now, and she helped me out with some things. But like she said, I'm at a point where I'm not really a beginner because I have a big music theory background. I played jazz band in high school with the guitar. Even though I wasn't in any of the bands except jazz band, I still had to study music theory. So that was the start. And then I studied it in college and everything and on my own. I'm actually in the process of writing a music theory program for people to learn because there's a different way. The circle of keys, I think, is too hard for a lot of people. And it's actually on a matrix, and the circle of keys is based off of this matrix. So I hope that can enlighten some people, and that's one of the things that I'm doing. I have several projects going on, and I mean that's one of them. But you are right, Joanne is really helpful. I mean, she knows her stuff, not just like how to play the auto harp and things to do. If you've watched some of her videos, I mean, she knows the inside and out, literally. I mean, it surprised me to see the work that she does on them. But that's awesome. I think you should, when you play an instrument, you should be able to either string it, tune it, cut the felt as far as an auto harp, and just things like that. You should be able to do on your own. The basic things it is. Now, if you have a board that's warping or something like that, well, that's beyond the elementary repairs of an auto harp that you may need to see, Luther or somebody who can help you fix that. But I'm about to be testing different finger picks because these all are Dunlop .2s and they're bending pretty easy on me. I got to rebend them a lot, and they're going to end up cracking and breaking. Now my thumb pick, that's the shark tooth thumb pick, and I really like that because you can play up and back. It's not position rail finger. I was actually very disappointed. I had plans. I was going to Mount Laurel this year, and of course, with COVID, everything got changed around. I live right outside of Pittsburgh, so it's only about 3 hours away from me here. But I was looking forward to it. I was very disappointed when they canceled that because I was looking forward to meeting a lot of the people in our groups and learning. I mean, that's the key. But hopefully by next year, maybe my playing ability will be to the point where I can maybe perform. Who knows? Because I definitely miss live performance. I really do. But she, we actually just chatted about this and that for a while too. I mean, she's a great lady. She really is, and she's a good teacher. She knows how to explain things on the level that you are at in order to understand it. I think it'll be a while before I'm able to play in the contest, but some of the melodies, though, I call them melodies, but it's basically finger picking that I'm working on a few songs, but who knows, I might be able to throw something in the mix. Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do. I mean, I'd like to get a female singer that can sing the female part to Shallow from the movie A Star Is Born. But there's very few that can sing it, even somewhat dynamically to make it sound good. But I'm looking for somewhere around here actually to collaborate with and to write with and sing some songs and stuff like that. There's a few places around where I live that I'm going to be able to play once they open back up. Basically, they were, state of Pennsylvania mandated shutdown and stuff. So, but I'm looking forward to actually doing something again. Let me set this down for a second. I recently got this auto harp, and it's a lot heavier than my 15 chord chroma harp was for sure. But what I've done, where's my box? When I was talking about flashcards, I want to give you an example. Like here is, let me switch my view so I can see what I'm doing here. This is leaving on a jet plane. So I know the words, so it just has the chords, verse, chorus. There's a bridge, I put that in there, and then the order in which they flow. So when I see chorus, there's a chorus notes, and it's helping me a lot. It really is. What the weird part about that is a lot of things that I think about comes to me in a dream, and that, of course, I dreamed that I did that. Snake picks. I don't think I've seen snake picks. I like the shark's tooth, and its brother is the what's it called? The Kodiak. It's a bear. I think it's Kodiak. They're very, very similar, and they're made by the same company. I think that Hal Weeks actually uses the Kodiak, but I am looking to try and do some different finger picks because I'm not happy with these. But man, you start getting up to some of the ones like the ones Joanne uses, man, they're like $20 a piece, and I'm on disability. That's a lot to pay for one pick, and I would need at least 3 of them. I wear one on my pinky, but I don't really use my pinky that much anymore. But actually, my nails are growing out too, so I'm going to try to see how that goes playing with just my nails. I think you lose a little bit of tone when you do that. Strumming, it'll be fine, but when you're actually picking something out, I think you lose the dynamic of the note when you do that. Yeah, I like what I'm doing right here. Just sitting back and chilling, talking to people, questions and answers. But yeah, I really wanted to go to Mount Laurel. I'm still just kind of disappointed about that. Of course, it would have been kind of I wouldn't have been in the best of moods too, because I mean, as strange as it may seem, when John Prine passed away, it kind of tore me up. Excuse me. Yeah, I've seen him play several times. I've met him and his wife several times, and it just really tore me up when he passed away. And I mean, I'm still affected by it. It still upsets me, and maybe it shouldn't, but I don't know. If you hear the burst of laughter from the other room, that's my son. He's playing a video game with his friends. Musicians, friends. I'll have to look at that and see because I've never heard of. I've heard of the. What's the deal? Oh yeah, Chicago. I mean, that was his neck of the woods, man. I'm sure he played all over Chicago when he first started. I mean, he was. How do I say this? I've listened to him for most of my life. Again, I was born in '69, and because my parents listened to country music all the time, even though John Prine is more folk, it kind of fell into that category. And I got to listen to him as a child. And I'm very thankful that I got to listen to him for most of my life because just his songwriting, I mean, he's just a phenomenal songwriter. I mean, a player, his finger picking. He only uses his thumb and his first finger. It sounds like he's using 3 or 4 on his hand, but he's not. It's just amazing. Um, but it after when you meet somebody, whether regardless of their fame and their celebrity status, you feel a bond. I mean, you feel that you it was cool that when I went to see him, um, where was this? This was down in Florida. I can't remember where it was. I was living in Florida, and he was. It may come to me. You know, my stroke brain. I can't remember everything, but he. When I went backstage, I mean, he, like called me by name. He had remembered my name, and that was such a cool feeling. Um, to know that he knows who I am, and it was very sad for me though, and the way that he went, obviously he got COVID-19 and he was pretty sick, and Fiona contracted it as well when they were over. I think it was Ireland or somewhere in Europe, and she was getting better, but then he was getting worse. So she took him to the emergency room, and she wasn't even able to go in with them. She had to drop him off at the door basically because there was no visitors allowed. And she got a call. It was on their anniversary, and it was April 7th. It was their anniversary, and they said you need to come in because it's time is short. And she went and she sat with him. I think it was 18 hours, and then he passed away. I'm just glad they let her go in at the very end because even though he was unconscious, I think it's a horrible thing for anybody to die alone. I just think that's one of the worst things in life that can happen. Of course, that's just me, but I mean, I don't want to. I know that. But the reason why I know it was April 7th is because my father passed away 6 years prior to April 7th on that day. So it's kind of weird that two important figures in my life passed away on the same day, just separated by years apart. Let's see something here. Well, Doc, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad you said everything sounds good. I'm going to shut it down now because I'm actually starting to get a little tired tonight. I didn't sleep well last night, and I want to try to get some sleep tonight. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll post again when I go live. Hopefully it's going to be more often, but I'm going to be getting more that I actually want to talk about and the songs I want to play and have more of a format, I guess is what I want to say. So this is Jeff. This is Penguin Speaks, Penguin Harps, saying good night, everybody.